Hey, if you were subscribed to my channel a long time ago, you're probably seeing this video pop up in your feed. Maybe you're not. And you're wondering if you clicked on it, like, where the hell did you go? So, in reintroducing myself, I am Kayla from Luna Faye Beauty. And I started this channel, I want to say like over 6 years ago now because I'm pretty sure I had just had my middle daughter. I started this channel as a way to get away from my life and sometimes have my own hobby. And a lot, a lot's happened since then. I left YouTube at the time because I got pregnant with my third daughter, Lyric, and I couldn't handle it emotionally anymore, so I focused more on Instagram. And I loved focusing on Instagram, but there was always this little voice in the back of my head that was like, I did miss YouTube a lot. And then things in my life emotionally spiraled to a point to where I told myself that I couldn't come back, that it would be, that I would fail, that too much about me had changed, that people would reject me, they wouldn't find me funny, they wouldn't find me artistic enough, this and that. I was so down on myself all the time. And I put up a pretty good front by keeping up with Instagram, and that's how it goes sometimes. And that's why you can't always rely on like social media posts to tell you if someone's struggling, because there's a lot of us that are really good at masking what's actually going on inside of our heads and inside of our hearts. And then recently, in the last few months, I went through a major, the biggest and hardest life transition that I've ever gone through. In a really bad for me, at least, breakup. And I thought that I was gonna sit here and, kind of go more in depth about that. But, it's in the past. I'm fully moving on with my life. This is a new chapter for me, a new chapter where I take care of myself. I put myself first, and I surround myself with people that actually like me and that actually uplift me, empower me, support me in my hopes and dreams. And I thought that maybe I would talk more about the deeper emotional things that I've been through, but like I said, it's in the past for me at this point, and I can't continue. I can't continue to be the wounds of my past, but I am choosing to be the inner peace of my own future. And anyone that needs to hear that, you're very capable of it. Maybe not today, and maybe not even a year from now. I went through cycles for literally 10 years of my life that I thought that I would never get out of, and now that I'm coming out of the other side, I feel amazing. I feel hopeful for the first time in a long time. I feel that, and it's not just even a feeling or a dream, it's I know that I'm capable of it now that I'm coming back into my own personality, what my personality actually is. I'm outgoing, I'm laid back, I love to laugh, I'm a goofy person, I love to joke, and at the same time, I love being in silence with people. I just, I love my life again, and it's a great feeling, honestly. But I did want to sit down and just kind of give a little bit of insight into why I'm back on YouTube. I'm back on YouTube because this seems like the most natural next step in what I'm not sure that content creating is going to be my career. A lot of you know that I'm in school for marketing. I dream about working for a brand, whether it's a fashion or makeup brand. It's just whoever sees that potential in me. I want to be a digital marketer. I want to focus more on small businesses, helping small businesses actually utilize social media and gain income that way. And I want to support smaller artists artists in the same ways, because everyone has room to succeed on social media. I don't give a shit what anyone else says. This isn't a competition. Everyone has room to succeed. I can succeed on these platforms. Everyone can succeed on these platforms. We just have to stop throttling the people that are trying to be heard and trying to be seen. I've had a lot of time to self-reflect, and one of the things that I constantly ask myself is, what do I think my purpose is? And while I don't always believe in divine purposes, I do believe in chosen purposes. And one of the things that I always have a drive, one of the things I've had a drive to do since I was younger is I care deeply about people. And a few months ago, I was bitter about that. I was bitter about the fact that I cared about someone so much. I uplifted them, I empowered them, and I supported them in their careers so much that I lost almost every single part of myself except for being a bitch. Yeah, I'll go. Anyway, I lost almost every single part of myself in caring about someone else, but I realize now that I have to focus my energy into the people that are willing to, not only focus on me. It's not all, it's sometimes it's me giving with no take, and sometimes it's a give and take, and I'm okay with either one of those scenarios. But I want to help my community. I want to help people realize their potential. I want people to feel more confident in their dreams and goals. I want people to feel more confident even in the setbacks. I've had a lot of setbacks over the years, and it's easy for me with my anxiety and depression to have a setback and to immediately like shut down and be like, this is the end. But setbacks aren't the end. Obstacles aren't the end. Even if it's just the end of a path that you're on at that moment, it is not the end for you. It's not the end for your career. It's not the end for your goals. It's just you have to find another path, and eventually the puzzle pieces fall into place in their own time. And that's what I'm realizing now. It's why I'm back on YouTube. In my self-reflection journey, I've learned a lot more about confidence, projecting my confidence in the ways that I want to project them. And I know what I'm capable of now. I know after all this time, all the years that I was so hard on myself, that I felt that I didn't deserve happiness, that I didn't deserve love, I didn't deserve success, that I do. I do indeed deserve all of those things and more. And the one person that's been holding me back is me. And that's a tough pill for me to swallow, that in so many ways I did hold myself back for what I thought was helping someone else, or what I thought was love, or what I thought was family. But I guess in the long run, like the one thing that really hit home for me was sitting there thinking, what example do I want to set for my daughters? And not only my daughters, but my community in general. What kind of example do I want to set for them? Do I want them to feel that they have to keep moving forward in something that's not moving forward? Or do I want them to feel powerful and empowered, confident in their own two shoes? And that's the latter. That's the example I want to set. And it's a path that I'm still getting used to some days. It's one where it's easy to fall back into a cycle of insecurity, of guilt. God, I guilt myself so much because my hands aren't clean. I have done and said things out of insecurity, out of fear, out of anger that I can't take back. I can't take those actions and words back, but and I know I can't take them back, and it's not justifiable. It doesn't matter what happened, what led up for me to do and say those things. It doesn't matter. It's one in the past too. It doesn't justify it. But at the same time, I am making the choice to not only look in a mirror and address those behaviors, I'm looking into the mirror through it and moving past it. And that's what I want to project into the world. And I know that I'm rambling a lot. I'm trying not to, but at the same time, I'm nervous. I hope that you all will subscribe and be a part of this journey with me. If you do, I am deeply, deeply grateful. I have so many ideas, so much that I want to put out there for everyone, and whether or not it makes me, the next big beauty guru or whatever, it's not my goal at the end of the day. My goal is to live and thrive. That's it. That's all I want to do is live and thrive and live this path for now until I graduate and I can go on, whatever doors open up for me. And whenever I was alone, like in the beginning of the of my transition of living by myself, I viewed everything so empty. Like I was empty, that the hallway was empty, that there was nothing for me. And then I was on a podcast with a friend, and I really shifted my mindset before then, because instead of viewing it as empty, I'm actually standing in a hallway of doors, and I can open up any one that I want. I can open up all of them. I will stick my foot in every single door that I can at this point. I'm tired of being mean to myself. I'm tired of guilting myself. I'm tired of feeling insecure and beaten down emotionally. It is I've held those feelings have silently, and maybe even not so silently in a lot of ways, because people have been telling me that my energy has shifted, that I seem happier, that I seem like myself, I'm laughing again. And I know that I was pretty good at covering a lot of things up, but in a lot of ways, things weigh you down after a while, and it becomes harder and harder to mask it. And I reached that point last year. It was bad. The only thing that I had control of was, but I also wanted to let you all know that I will be on Patreon as well. And before you ask, how is your Patreon going to be different from your YouTube, from your Instagram? What other kind of content could you possibly put on Patreon to get us to support you monetarily? Well, YouTube demonetizes curse words and anything that they deem unworthy on their platform. So my Patreon will be extended footage of my videos, things that I can't put on YouTube will be there. So if you want to hear my random ramblings about how my skin looks like Balzac, or just random curse words that I say that I string together like a Southern Nana, then that's what Patreon is for. It'll also be for extra content. I plan on posting craft videos, like how I cut my t-shirts up, how I cut my jeans, how I make my flower clips, maybe even painting videos if people want to see more therapeutic type videos that I do, book reviews, anything can. I plan on doing a lot of things on my Patreon. And of course, there will be polls where people can choose the makeup look I do for a day, or a video that I filmed during that week, or whatever. So those are the ways that my Patreon will be different from my YouTube. And also, you get to, if you subscribe to my Patreon, you get to see my YouTube videos a week in advance. So if that's what you're into, then hit the link and pick a tier. But there's also a $1 tier if you want to just support my artistry. But subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking videos, following me on Instagram are also ways that help me out.